On 10th of February 2023, I embarked on a journey to Brunei. Brunei is my 80th country on my country list. I've been stuck on my 70-something country list for the past 7 years. So I'm actually very glad that I have got out from my 70-something, now marching into 80. Ultimately, my bucket list is to achieve 100 countries during my lifetime. I have a sad news to deliver. Yeah, so when I got home, I realized that I have accidentally reformatted one of my 3 memory cards. This blunder cost me almost 1/3 of my trip video just gone missing. In fact, yeah, all reformatted. This affects my earlier part of the trip, which is the Brunei one, the first 2 days. So what you are going to see now is a mixture of what I have taken the video, which is on my mobile phone, plus some pictures which I can kind of gather from my mobile phone as well. So I'll just kind of do a simple montage, yeah, and so that I could actually account for my first 2 days, yeah. So subsequently, after that, everything will be proceed as normal. My plane has finally landed in Bandar Seri Begawan, which is the capital of Brunei country. So it landed at around evening time, and after that I kind of did some clearance, immigration clearance, and got my SIM card. Yeah, at I think $10, 10 Brunei dollars. The good thing about Singaporean visiting Brunei is that there's no need to change money. So both Singapore dollar and Brunei dollar are legal tender in each of the country. That's so good. That cut off the one of the trouble here. I took a private car hire to town center, which they call it Bandar area, and I checked into a hostel that cost me 17 Brunei dollars. The location is fantastic. It's right in the middle of Bandar area. So I had KFC as my first meal in Brunei. After that, I proceed on to one of the national mosques in Brunei, Omar Ali Saifuddin Mosque. This mosque is the one of the 2 countries' national mosques here. The other one being Jame Hassanil Bolkiah Mosque. Okay, that's the reflection. Very much what you can see here. Given that it is drizzling here, so you don't see a perfect reflection because of the drizzle that kind of pelt onto the water. So I just have to walk back. I'll be coming over during daytime as well, and to go into this mosque. Right, so this is another side door. I'm quite keen to see what exactly it is like inside. So that's the minaret. Okay, that's very much it. It's drizzling, so I better keep going and not get wet. Okay, yep. floor. And by the way, the roof is gold plated, in case you don't know. Oh, look at the gold roof. Just now I met a nice guy who kind of told me I can walk around, but I'm not able. I should not be going in. I think that's my promise to him. So now I better keep it quick, leaving this place. This place is closed for the day. So according to him earlier, he told me that this place is open 4:30 a.m. Yeah, so. Good morning from Bandar Seri Begawan. So it's my first morning in this country. So the first tourist attraction that I'm going to is Omar Ali Saifuddin Mosque. So this mosque I have seen it yesterday night. I decided to kind of go this morning because it's just kind of next to my hostel. So the mosque is built in 1958. Yeah, at a cost of £1 million. Okay, that was the pound value at that point in time, and it's named after the 28th king or Sultan of Brunei, which is the father of the current monarch, Sultan Hassanil Bolkiah, which is now the 29th Sultan. After the mosque, I kind of walked my way to Royal Regalia Museum, which is about 1.5 kilometers away from where I stay. Yeah. So this building is officially opened on the 30th of September 1992 by the current king, the Sultan himself. Royal Regalia Museum houses all the items that is used for his coronation in 1992. So I give the brief introduction of the king. And above that is the throne room, which we are not allowed to take any pictures and videography. Just got out of the throne room, which is very tiny. So this is the coronation ceremony. The king is very well loved by his people. And is that all? I'm not sure. So these are the greetings by the various leaders. Let me see, where's my Prime Minister? This is Jiang Zemin. This one. From the signature, I think this is Go Brunei. Peng Huainan. Don't know who's that, from Taiwan. Dong Jianhua. That's the SAR, the head of the SAR. So these are some of the gifts that is given. This is given by China, Li Peng, the ex-premier. Which country flag is this? Okay. Anyway, this is a jewelry box. This should be from Cambodia. This looks familiar. Could it be our Singapore Museum? Yes, this is MBS. From Myanmar. The HMB logo, right? From Gambia. This is a replica of, I'm not sure where, but it is very beautiful. This is a depiction of the coronation ceremony. It's a long procession. Here is it closer to the throne. This is the main sedan. Yeah, look at the procession. I think that's the end I can go to. So let me just stretch my hand. Wow, it's kind of hundreds of people. Must be a very grand affair back then. So I'm now kind of going through the corridor, yeah, whereby all the gifts coming from the various countries for the king's coronation. So I've come to the first floor. So these are the various portraits of the current king himself. Oh, must we go? Yes, that's the chariot. So these are the people who attended the ceremony. These are the escorts. royal flags here. I felt like I'm part of the procession, joining the crowd, looking at the coronation ceremony. That's the throne. So, what's in here? This is his attire for the day. The various pictures. And in there is the model of the ceremony, attended by various dignitaries and the public. So, see who you recognize in the pictures. I think this is Prince William, representing the Queen. The royal members. Video clips. Yep, that's pretty much it. For the ladies. Here are more gifts. So in short, the Brunei Regalia houses whatever happened during the coronation ceremony, including the gifts given by the VIPs. Wow, this place is like a maze. So many exhibits. I've been like walking round and round on these exhibits. So there are certain areas in which you are not allowed to take any photograph. So you will know when you see a good car guarding the premise, you should know that just keep your camera out of the way. If not, you'll be reminded by these guys. So I'm a good boy. Anyway, what they told me is that for all other areas, you are able to make photographs and video. Okay, back to the main atrium. I believe I've seen most part of it. So that's the end of the procession. After Regalia Museum, I walk inland from the waterfront towards the direction of Gadong. Along the way between the waterfront and Gadong, I chance upon the second national mosque of Brunei. This mosque carries the name of Jame as Hassanil Bolkiah. So he's the current Sultan, which is the 29th Sultan of Brunei. This is the biggest mosque in Brunei and can house 5,000 worshippers concurrently. Unfortunately, at the point when I was there, the mosque is under restoration and we are not allowed to go in. Yep, time for me to go for lunch. So lunch is Ambuyat, that is a Brunei proud national dish. Ambuyat consists of a mix of starchy solid whites, similar to tapioca starch and water. It is served sticky with a dip called taka. Usually this is a sour and spicy dip. Yeah. Ambuyat is also one of the dish that has got a specific method of consuming it. We use a V-shaped bamboo stick called kandas. Okay, so I think it looks like a chopstick, except that one end is joined together. So the way to eat it is to twirl some of the sticky texture onto the dip and then dip it into the taka. Gadong is the commercial area in Bandar Seri Begawan, the capital of Brunei. In fact, Gadong Mall is the biggest mall in Brunei. Gadong is also the location of Gadong Wet Market, one of the main marketplaces in the city selling fresh meats and produce. Adjacent to it is Gadong Night Market. It is a popular black market in this city. Although it has existed for many years, it used to be a makeshift market with tents erected on the parking space of the wet market. However, the night market has since been made permanent on the location with the completion of an open-air building. Lots of food and drinks can be found here. In fact, you can find the cheapest food in town, ranging from $1